Okay, all right. So I told people I was going to help you guys with the with writing the analysis response for 2.06. We're doing it off story from 2.04. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to walk through, and I'm going to give you for now. You have to have the same structure in the same order for now. But the internet's going to be pausing and going on and off, but we know how that is. All right, so let me share my screen with you. Okay, so here we are. We're on my page here, and this is my classroom page, my home page, and I'm going to go to assignments. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go to assignments. And we're going to go to 2.06 under writing. 2.06, I revised it, the graphic organizer for writing a text analysis response. Okay, I'm going to open that up. I'll make myself a copy. All right, over here at the top, I'm going to put my name up here. Corkill model up. Corkill model. All right, enter. Okay, so here's the assignment. We'll go through that in a second. I also need to open up the story under the eye of the clock, and that's in 2.04. 2.04. Okay, and here's the story. Okay, I already read the story. We read it in class. Okay, so 2.0 of all the things that need to be in this type of writing, right? So our task is always read the text, provide a well-developed text-based response of 2 or 3 paragraphs with a central idea, analyze how the author's use of one writing strategy, we're using characterization, develops this central idea. Do not simply summarize the text. Okay? You must be able to identify a central idea, analyze, develops the central idea. Use strong and thorough evidence from the text. Maintain a formal writing style and follow the conventions of standard written English. All right, so number 1, the first part, okay? So paragraph. So this is the introduction first, right? The introduction first. Okay, the introduction. So I need to begin with a summary of the main ideas from the story, all right? A summary of the main ideas, not a plot summary, a summary of the main ideas. We don't want a plot summary. Okay, the introduction. So we'll go back to start. I have to indent 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And let me start the summary. It just has to be about 3 sentences, all right? The passage from Christopher Nolan's novel The Eye of the Clock. Okay, so it needs to be underlined or set in italics. Underlined or set in italics. Okay, again, you underline it or you can set it in italics. If you put it in italics, then you don't underline it. One or the other. Either italics or underlined. I'm going to use italics. All right. The passage from Christopher Nolan's novel Under the Eye of the Clock conveys, conveys a story of a young boy who is severely handicapped. He, though very intelligent, he has no way to communicate with anyone. No writing, no speaking. Also, he is unable to control his body. It moves and shown. His teacher to help him learn to communicate by typing with a pointer attached to a type of hat. So fix the spelling. So that's my summary. That's it. That's all. Okay. Now I need a central idea. I'm gonna put central idea in. We'll put in black. Okay. The author's name, his last name, not his first name, his last name. Nolan's use of, and you have to have this word in there, characterization, helps to convey that with the right perseverance, one may overcome any obstacle that one, not you, one is faced. That one is faced with. Okay. There we go. We're just doing the basics. Okay. Body paragraph 1. Now all these things, 2 through 7. That's all one paragraph. Okay. Here, paragraph, body paragraph 2 starts. Okay. Now, I need a topic sentence now. Okay. So my sentence right here. This is my central idea. It's got 2 parts to it. All right. It's got perseverance, when you don't give up, and overcoming an obstacle. So body paragraph 1 is going to be about perseverance. Okay. That's the subject of it. Perseverance. Boom. All right. I need a transition. 5. Transition to begin with the narrator perseveres. Let's get rid of this highlighting now. Perseveres even though his handicap slows him down. Okay, so that's my topic sentence. Okay, it's about persevering through his handicap. All right, then I need textual evidence. For example, now I need to find a quote. Conscious heinous skepticism constantly. Okay, here we go. So, how do I conquer? Okay, I'm going to take that, put in textual evidence. For example, make this all one size. Let's make it bigger. Okay, for example, narrator explains, comma, I need to get the line numbers, 9 through 12. And 12. Okay, so here's my, how do I conquer my body? Muse the paralyzed boy. Paralyzed, I am labeled, but can a paralytic move? Paralytic means affected with or characterized or causing paralysis, relating to or resembling paralysis. Moving my arms rage a constant battle trying to make me look like a fool. My smile, which can be most unnatural, at times can freeze, make me seem sad and uninterested. Okay, so I got my quote. Now I have to interpret the quote. I have own words, so I'm going to write in other words, and I don't skip over this part. It's very important, and it proves that you know what the quote means. So, in other words, the narrator, Joseph, questions himself about how he must overcome his handicap, right? He's labeled, people call him, he's called a paralytic. Society calls him a paralytic. You can take that word from there, that's fine. Let's put in quotation marks. Society calls him a paralytic. Okay. Society calls him a paralytic. My body rarely stops moving. He can't, okay. My body rarely stops moving. My arms wage a constant battle trying to make me look a fool. So he has no control over his flailing, flying all over the place, over his flying arms and legs, arms and shaking body. You notice I'm writing in present tense. This is written in present tense. and shaking potty. My smile just freezes. All right. He cannot even control the expression on his face. So note, I explained the whole thing in my own words. That's so important. It's the first part analysis, and it proves that you know the quote. Then, number 5, you have to analyze a literary device. This has to be done exactly like I type it, right? Analysis of a text evidence literary device. If you click right here, and you open preview, and this explains to you about the characterization, writing about characterization in this type of writing. There is a formula over here, right? There's a formula here, here, here. You have the, if you're using this same copy I am, you have access to this as well. All right, so we have to analyze the author's use of characterization. This is half the points of this writing. You have to do this if you want to pass the class of the Regents. I'm going to take the author's last name, Nolan. Characterizes Nolan characterizes with great perseverance. With a boy with great perseverance, with I'm sorry, a boy. Okay, Joseph, a boy with great. This quote shows us that he's got a huge obstacle in front of him, right? Okay, with a great obstacle before him that he must overcome. Okay, must overcome. Now here comes the important part. With words and phrases like okay, you have to have that in there. Okay, now I got to go to my quote. I need to prove that I know what characterization is by going to my quote and finding words that conquer. Right? Words and phrases like conquer my body and it's good another one. Body rarely stops moving. You're not getting the whole sentence, just words or phrases. So, yeah. Constant battle. Okay, I got to put these in quotes. Okay, now I want this all to be the same size. Sorry. I put mine at 18 so I could see it. Or maybe bigger. Okay. All right. This part, I'm not lying to you when I tell you this has to be done like I showed you. It has to be done like I showed you. You have to prove that you know what characterization is and how the author uses it. If you don't use it in this sort of frame, it's not gonna work, right? And they will take off half the points. Okay, but I'm not finished. So what does it do? I have to connect this back to my central idea. Okay, overcome an obstacle, right perseverance, right perseverance. Where'd it go? So Nolan characterizes Joseph as a boy with a great obstacle before him that he must overcome with words and phrases like conquer my body, body rarely stops moving, in constant battle, which reveals the determination he has regardless of this great barrier. I'll call it a barrier. The obstacle I'm going to call it barrier. Barrier he faces. All right. So you have to have these things. Can't stress it more. Okay. Next step. Okay. So right now you're getting like a 3 out of 4 already. With this part, you went from a 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, just with this right here. Next, text to world analysis. All right. This is where you make a connection from the text to the world, but it has to do with the story itself. Okay. The text to world, where's the screen? Oh gosh, I wasn't sharing that, was I? Damn it, let me go back. I wasn't sharing the screen with that. All right. So here's what I added. You have to add this part. Nolan characterizes Joseph as a boy with great obstacle before him that he must overcome with words and phrases like conquer my body, body rarely stops moving in constant battle, which reveals the determination of he has regardless of this great barrier he faces. Okay, you must have this. Where did I get these quotes? I got them from the quote that I picked up here. Textual evidence. Got it here. So right now it's a 3 out of 4. Okay, now you're gonna add a text to world connection. So remember, the text to world connection is a connection between the story and the world, right? What is so what? What about it? He can do that. What of it? Well, here's what I'm gonna write. If a young chair has the perseverance to keep fighting, who's to say any one of us could not do the same? Okay, the closing sentence is optional. All right, it's optional. This can serve as a closing sentence, but if you want to add one, you can, and it just has to be something kind of like repeating the topic sentence that to begin, Mary perseveres even though his handicap slows him down. Okay, so obviously will not give up until he can communicate. Okay, that's simple. That's all you need. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. An introduction, right? We've got an introduction here. So if I take this introduction, I'm going to start a new paper. I want to show you what we have so far. Sort of blank piece. Let's go open. Thank you. come on. It's slow down. Sample 2.06. Okay. So I'm going to take my intro and I'm going to paste it over here. Wow. Okay. Just paste it over here. I'm going to press the tab button. So dance. Hoping it didn't stop. Still there, whatever. Sit there. Change this to double space. We take textual evidence. Nope. Textual evidence. Put it there. I'm going to take the interpretation. Put it there. I'm going to take textual analysis. The literary device analysis. Put it here. I'm going to take text to world connection. Put it here. And then the closing sentence. Put it here. Okay. And then fix the format. We're gonna make this all 12 point. No highlighting. Change the color to black. No bold. No bold at all. Looks good. Okay, I'm gonna fix this paragraph here. I have to press the tab button. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna fix I have my setup different. But you don't have to do that. Yours is already set up, I'm sure. For some reason, mine's real wide, but it's okay. All right, so I'm going to go down and I'm going to put my heading, last name, Corkill, Joseph. All right, and English, 11, November, I say 5th. Oh, and then I need to have the teacher's name too. Mr. Corkill. All right. Okay. Text. Analysis. Response. It looks good. All right. So that's how you do the text analysis response, except you have to write the second paragraph. All right. You need to find the subject for the second paragraph, which is when he overcomes his obstacles. And I want you to finish that yourself. I hope that this recording came through well. I'll get it up as soon as possible. I hope this helped.